What's good, babes, and welcome back to Black Tea. It's your girl Ebony. Now, there are two topics I want to discuss in this video. The first topic being none other than SZA's dad calling Doja Cat unprofessional. Talk about a mess. Now, you guys know the VMAs did happen last night, and Doja Cat and SZA did win for Best Collaboration for their song Kiss Me More. Now, during their acceptance speech, SZA really only got to say a few words because Doja Cat was kind of hogging the mic, but she was the host. I mean, what did we expect? Now, a lot of people did voice their opinions, but it does seem that SZA's dad was not here for it. Now, this is what he said on his Instagram stories before making his Instagram private. That was some unprofessional pettiness at Doja Cat. Now, he tried to tag Doja, but he didn't put the words together. Now, several people got into the comments of different blogs to also voice their opinions. One Instagram user saying this: SZA didn't even look like she wanted to talk. She always says less. Dad, move on. Feel bad for SZA. I was really waiting for her to pass the mic to her at some point, but she never did. It's giving caught up in the moment, and secretly, I think I'm bigger star. But I don't know either of them to say what it really was about. She should have let her speak, but I don't think it had anything to do with her being petty. He gonna speak for his daughter. Now, at the end of the day, SZA never really says a lot at the award show, and I do think it was the spur of the moment, and Doja was kind of just caught in the moment, and I don't think it was her being petty towards SZA or trying to make it seem like she was the bigger star. And at the end of the day, sometimes family really does have to be careful what they post on social media, because now it's all over the blogs, and Doja Cat literally gave SZA one of her biggest hits since SZA has come back from her break. So I do think it was probably not the best thing to do to call Doja out, but I do think Doja could have given SZA a little more time to speak. But again, it was a spur of the moment. A lot of stuff was going on, and child, let's just stop this before it gets really messy. Now, the next topic I want to talk about is none other than Nicki Minaj basically confirming with her fans why she wouldn't be attending the Met Gala due to wanting to spend time with Papa Bear, and then her entire dialogue with her fans being twisted, turned upside down, and actually painted a picture of Nicki in the media to make it sound like Nicki is telling people not to save their lives. Child, talk about a mess. We got some people to get into and some copper wigs to snatch. Now, it all started when Nicki was on TikTok, and a fan was basically saying, Nicki, don't let Tay do your hair for the Met Gala. Nicki said, I'm not gonna go. She responded also on TikTok again, saying, I'm not going, maybe next year. Now, after this happened, she then came to Twitter to have more dialogue with her fans. A Nicki Minaj fan page says this: Nicki's last public appearance was over a year ago. Nicki says, I have an infant with no nannies during COVID. Who mad? Not risking his health to be seen. One yourself. I want to be very clear when I read Nicki's tweets. What does this say? Cause we gotta read with understanding. Copper wig. And y'all gonna know who Miss Copper Wig is, sis. She literally said, I am not going to the Met Gala because I have an infant with no nannies during COVID. Literally, verbatim. Now, she goes on to say, you guys believe this leak? Now, this was actually a list going around circulating on Stan Twitter about some type of page who claims they have all the names who would be attending the Met Gala, and it does seem that their list was fake. A fan says to Nicki, we're so hungry, we believe anything at this point. Nicki put a sigh face. Nicki says, I was about to give y'all way more than scraps, but you know what? I'll talk to y'all next year. I'ma leave the studio and go in the backyard and get in the pool with Papa Bear. I can't get this time back with my picnic. God bless my real babies. Merry Christmas, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Halloween. A fan says, I told them that this may be why. That Nicki seems to be scared of the C word, and rightfully so. You people just want her to risk catching it just because you want to see her dress up. Now, I'm gonna be saying C word and V word because YouTube will censor my videos, so I can't say the C word or the V word. Nicki says, I love you, babe. I was prepping for the VMAs, then I shot a video, and guess who got it? Do you know what it is not to be able to kiss or hold your tiny baby for over a week? A baby who is only used to his mama? Get the V word. Drake had just told me he got it with the V word though, so chill. Well, a person says, Nicki, it doesn't prevent getting it. It prevents you from getting serious symptoms. Non-V people are 11 times more likely to pass away from it than those with the V word. Babe, that's not true. I had the exact same symptoms as people with the damn V word. They want you to get the V word for the Met Gala. If I get it, it won't be for the Met. It'll be once I feel I've done enough research. I'm working on that now. In the meantime, my loves, be safe. Wear the mask with 2 strings that grip your head and face, not that loose one. Another fan says, we really apologize, Nicki Minaj. I'm glad you and your family is doing good. We love you. Nicki says, I love you guys more. A fan says, Nicki Minaj, babe, you don't have to explain yourself. Real ones always support you no matter what. We love you so much. Nicki says, I love you too. Nicki retweeted this, your safety, health, peace, and family comes first. This is such a wild, unpredictable time in the world, Nick. This is real life. Prayers and positive healing energy being sent up and out for you and your family. I don't leave my home unless I must. Stay safe, beautiful Nick. Love you. It doesn't sound like Nicki's anti the V word. She just wants to do more research. I was the same way before I got it. I didn't trust it, but I did my research and then I got it. Blogs gonna drag this though. I can't. Nicki says, who cares about the blogs though? Y'all always worried about the blog. This is my real effing life. The blogs can choke. A troll says, like, what research don't you have by now about it? Nicki Minaj says, who you talking to? Okay, you're not going to the Met Gala, who cares? But are you still gonna go to the studio to finish Nicki Minaj 5? Nicki Minaj says, yep. After Nicki does retweet a couple more things with her fans, she then shares a story. She says, my cousin in Trinidad won't get it because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. A fan says, I had to get it because they wouldn't let me look for a job or get a job and to earn some money. And no, I'm unsure about getting the second one. Nicki says, I know, babe, a lot of countries won't let people work without it. I definitely recommend they get the, I'm gonna say this again. Nicki Minaj said this, I'd definitely recommend that they get the V word. They have to feed their families. I'm sure I'll be V word as well because I have to go on tour. I'm going to read this again very slowly so that you guys understand. She said, I definitely recommend that they get it. They have to feed their families. I'm sure I'll be V too because I have to go on tour. So not only did Nicki Minaj recommend that those people who need to get it, she also said that she would be getting it as well. Where in the hell did she say not to get the V word? I will wait, because not only did Miss Grandma Copper Wig get on a platform and say Nicki tried to discourage people from getting it, but especially Variety and a lot of you other bald-headed platforms have been saying that Nicki said not to get it. I'm not understanding how she says this and y'all twist it into something else, but we see what's going on. Now Nicki continues with this. Miss Who? I'm sharing my experience. I can't share anyone else's unless they make up a new machine where I can jump into someone else's brain. A fan says, Nicki, I got it and haven't got the V or anything, so that's a good thing. Nicki says, that's amazing, babe. This is the norm. Another fan says, why couldn't you say it first? She says, because I say what I want, when I want, how I want, Puddin' Pop. The internet does not scare me. A fan says, this makes me miss Queen Radio. Nicki says, soon come, child. Another person says, same here, babe. Double dose, no C word. Only people I know who got it so far didn't have it. Everything has a risk. Even over-the-counter painkiller has a long list of side effects. Nicki said, well said, babe. I'm glad you're okay. Would've went nuts if something happened to my Puddin' Pop. Which V word would you guys recommend? It's Queen Radio time. Talk to me. Now, Nicki also put up a poll, and she also retweeted someone saying thank you for using your platform to educate and to talk about these types of issues. Another friend says this, agree with you. I can understand her because I have been misunderstood my whole life. I get it. It's like I truly see her for who she is, and the simplest things get misconstrued by most people when it comes to her. It's crazy to see. Now, a verified account by Philip Lewis said says, was this the research? Nicki says, you have been tweeting about me for an hour. You not tired yet? Mad I'm my own person? Mad the internet can't scare me away? It's always someone who looks like you. Polls are very much a part of research. Real experiences, open dialogue. Go put on your red nose clown tinks. Period, Nicki. It is people that look like him. Bald-headed, egg-shaped, and lonely. Allegedly. Now, after this happened, Nicki then went and did a voice memo on Twitter. Go ahead and check this out.
No. Let me see. Say, Papa said me and Mama laughed at that white lady that just tweeted that picture about Jason Derulo falling down the steps. Say, yeah, you did it now, everyone. Say, Bars, my mama not coming back on this thing, because she gonna be hanging out with me. Say it. Say it. Say nee. Say nee. That's the way you say no. Say nee.
After this voice memo, this is where we saw so many issues hit the blogs. We saw several mainstream media outlets report false information allegedly about Nicki Minaj and what she said on Twitter. One of those people being Miss Grandma with the copper wig. Now, for those of you guys who don't know her, she goes by Joy Ann Reid. We gonna call her Copper Wig. And before we snatch her mullet, I just want to say, I think it's very interesting how we have Black people on platforms surrounded by those individuals who obviously oppress Black people, and they're excited when it comes to tearing somebody down, even when they know what they say is not the truth. And we have just read Nicki's tweets, so I want you guys to hear what Miss Joy Ann Reid, Copper Wig Head, had to say, and we're gonna come back and get her together. Go ahead and listen to this.
And people like Nicki Minaj, I have to say this. You have a platform, sister, that is 22 million followers. Okay, I have 2 million followers. You have 22 million followers on Twitter. For you to use your platform to encourage our community to not protect themselves and save their lives, my God, sister, you could do better than that. You got that platform. It's a blessing. It's a blessing that you got that people listen to you, and they listen to you more than they listen to me. For you to use your platform to put people in the position of dying from a disease they don't have to die from, oh my God, as a fan, as a hip hop fan, as somebody who is your fan, I'm so sad that you did that. So sad that you did that, sister. Oh my God.
Now, Granny, you know that's a lie. Joyanne, I want to take you back, Joyanne, to a tweet you made about a transgender person. Do you remember that? You know what? I find it very interesting how when people make mistakes or when people want to seem like they're really pushing a point, they start race baiting, right? You start calling Nicki Minaj sis. You start saying you're a fan. And with all that bob under that lace front that's not stuck to the top of your head, you forgot to read with comprehension, and you forgot to understand that you said some things in your past that we're disappointed in because you have a platform that is now open to millions of people. We're disappointed in you too, sis. Do you remember this tweet? Let's read it together. I'm going to interview Ann Coulter tonight. What do you want me to ask her? Don't you mean Shem? So here you are, Joy Ann Reid, basically making fun of an LGBTQ member, calling them Shem, misgendering them, knowing how sensitive our community is when it comes to LGBTQ. See, this is the difference. You people like to put out these narratives that people on YouTube are just bloggers. No, you guys are just bloggers with higher paychecks. Cause baby, I don't know if your wig was loose this day or what happened, but this is wrong. I also want to take you back, Miss Joy Reid, to the vaccine. You sat up there and you said that Nicki Minaj encouraged people not to save their lives when you had these same speculations yourself about this V word? Do you remember what you said about the V word? Let's take a trip down Mary Lane. This is what you said. I mean, will anyone at all ever fully trust the CDC government again? And who on God's green earth would trust a V word approved by the US FDA? How do we get a vaccine distributed after this broken Trumpist nonsense has infected everything, even if Biden wins? So here you are, the same black woman, the same sister, discouraging people from getting this V word because you don't trust the president that was in state, because you don't trust that it's a valid option to save lives, because you don't have what? You don't have the research. So you sat your bald-headed butt up there and you lied, and you forgot that you had some of these same questions that Nicki Minaj had, but because you're on a platform where white men will pay you to tear down your people, you decided to run with a narrative before reading her clearly, and you forgot that you had some of these same questions, black woman, ma'am, sis, okay? You gotta remember the things that you do as well, because you sat up here and you tore down Nicki Minaj when you had the same questions she did. Now, Nicki Minaj did respond to Joy and Reid, and she also gave her opinion, and let's just say Nicki decided to go off. Nicki started with this. This is what happens when you're so thirsty to tear down another black woman by the request of a white man that you didn't bother to read on my tweets. My God, sister, do better. Imagine getting your dumb butt on TV a minute after a tweet to spread a false narrative about a black woman. A fan says Nick shouldn't have to say anything or explain anything. It's literally in her tweets. All y'all gotta do is read. It's that simple. Nicki says, why would they bother to read when the lie is so juicy and provocative, and got her dumb butt on TV? They got someone with black skin for a reason. They always use us against us. Now, Nicki calls out the Daily Beast, and she says, please show me where I said I'm worried about anything. Yes, I'm glad you guys get to see how the media really works. I'll have them contacted along with others. Oops. Okay. Nicki, are we suing? Period, Pooh. You need to be sued when you lie like this. You need to be sued. Another person says, now look how fast a national news network organized a blatant lie on Nicki Minaj. This is real, and the evidence is so evident of how they are working overtime to sabotage Nicki. Nicki says they're being paid to do it. Nicki says the two white men sitting there nodding their heads because this Uncle Tamiana doing the work, child. How sad. Tamiana purposely chose to ignore these tweets and others. I wonder why. Nicki says 3 lies in a row from huge news platforms. I cited my young child as why I didn't want to travel, but notice how none of them mentioned that. Ask yourself why that was. Nicki then calls out Variety, and she says, I never said this. Glad all my tweets were left up on it. A lying homophobic coon. I guess I can join in the reindeer games too, right? People can go on TV, lie on me, and I can report on them too, right? Doesn't have to be truths. It can be half-truths. Uncle Tamiana asks, who on earth would trust the US FDA guys? Now, she does show proof of Miss Copperhead basically saying she didn't trust it either, and also saying some very homophobic things about the LGBTQ community. Then she responds to Meghan McCain, who says that's entirely enough internet for today. Nicki says, eat poop, you. Chill. And I also find it very funny, Miss Copperhead, Joanne Reid, that you decided to go delete your tweets from last year. What you trying to hide, chill? Deleting tweets, sis. So as you guys see, this just turned into a huge mess. And at the end of the day, I think that we really got to stop asking Nicki these questions. We really got to let her just say what she wants to say when she wants to say it. Because now I get it. I get why she doesn't go to these industry parties. I get why she doesn't talk to anybody. Because this is what happens. They literally took a blatant lie and ran with it about Nicki when she said nothing everything that they thought she said. On top of that, let's just say that this was Meghan McCain, right? Let's just say that this wasn't Nicki Minaj. We would have saw headlines like, oh, Meghan McCain misses Met Gala to be with her beautiful son. Oh, she's a super mom. We wouldn't have seen any of the stuff we see for Nicki. And it's sad because she's right. That copper wig grandma, they used her to get at Nicki, and they use us against us all the time. And I hope that everybody is waking up to see this, because this was blatant, it was an attack, and it's pathetic. And Miss Tamiana, you should be ashamed, sis. So let me know what you guys think about these topics down below. How do you feel about SZA's dad calling out Doja Cat? And what are your thoughts on the media blatantly lying on Nicki Minaj? I look forward to reading your comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Give this video a big thumbs up. I love you guys to the moon and back. And until next time, we'll talk very soon. Bye, babes.